Hi everybody, it's Rogan. I'm having a much better day today with my heart. I made a video of several minutes length a little while ago talking about it. I think it's the blood pressure medication I just started taking again a couple of days ago, but last night I just stayed up all night straight through. It's like 3 in the afternoon and I still haven't slept. I'm finally starting to get tired. Uh, it really feels like I took a low risk dose of some really good speed. Like some Adderall, some crystal or something about midnight, and it's only just starting to wear off now. Like it feels almost just like that. There's no chance I got dosed with anything. I haven't taken anything. The only thing it could be is that heart medication has affected the heart action in such a way that I'm a little bit lit. Uh, One of my roommates is tiptoeing down the hall outside the door. I thought he might be coming to the door. I guess not. So it was to make this video about much more interesting and fun subject than me. I've been talking to my friend Rhonda a lot lately, turning her on to some of the premiere storytelling going on YouTube and similar platforms. Mr. Ballin and Wendigoon and Dougie Corrado is really amazing. She's listening to Dougie Corrado's last videos about a hiker being stalked in the woods. It's loosely based on, or uses as a leaping off point, a true story that Ballin told in one of his early videos. That reminded me of this. So for one thing, if any of the 14 people who watch this knows what I'm talking about, comment, because I don't remember where I saw this video. I mean, I saw it at YouTube, but I didn't keep track of the link. I was slow to realize how much I was going to want to watch it again. But I did find later the Reddit post that started this, and the Reddit post actually wasn't that interesting, about a guy who had this weird incident while he was hunting. But some YouTuber had tracked down the guy who originally wrote the Reddit post to question him closely and at length about his experience. And so, for one thing, this was just 100% convincing. I know this is now because of this a friend of a friend story, and so I would like to have the link to the original video to show you. This is like 45, 50-minute phone interview. It's not edited. Like, it's 45 or 50 straight minutes of conversation. The guy being interviewed, the interviewer, the YouTuber, is being meticulous and detail-oriented, and keeps very carefully circling a little bit back, nailing everything down about twice, like almost like a good interrogator. The guy being interviewed, he just seems like 100% authentic. I have no doubt that he was telling the truth. Like, for 45 straight minutes, he does not strike me as being inauthentic or exaggerated once, even a little bit. He doesn't seem like he doesn't seem dumb, but he does not seem like the kind of average smart guy who makes shit up or invents stuff. And at one point, he's explaining he didn't know anything about all these variant woods humanoid cryptids before this happened to him. And he starts making fun of this culture. Like, he's like, yeah, rakes and skinwalkers and wendigos. I didn't know anything about any of that shit when this happened. And he's still very skeptical and ridicules this whole group of ideas. So he's convincing, just 1000% convincing. And take my glasses off. It's so annoying. I have to look over them. I'm doing bifocals. I'm not trying to look like I think I'm still in the 80s and look cool. like I'm in Weird Science with my jacket sleeves pulled up. Stuff in my hair. Okay, so here's the story. The guy who's the hunter explains that he's a Mexican-American guy. He loves expensive hunting toys. He likes hunting, but he's out west somewhere, and it's basically a super white culture. So he hunts alone. He likes night hunting. He has all these expensive toys for night hunting, and he goes alone. or he did until this happened. So he goes out to the woods in the middle of the night by himself with all his couple $1,000s worth of crazy good hunting gear. He sets up a blind in a tree, like he parks somewhere, and he's a couple miles into the woods, but he's way into the woods. First, he says he's got these fancy night goggles that track heat. So the way he described it, I don't know the toy he's talking about. The way he described it is that you get photo clarity from the heat signals. Like you can see very clearly what you're looking at when outside the goggles. It's just darkness. And so first he says he arrives on the scene and there's no little animals running around. Like usually there's some burbling light at the edges of, little ground animals, little mice and stuff. And there doesn't seem to be any of that. And he didn't realize how odd that was until later. So he's sets up his hunting blind up a tree, 10, 15 feet up a tree. He's sitting behind something on a platform. And then he just has an odd instinct or urge to shift his position. So he moves to another tree that's like 50 yards away, 100 yards away, something like that. He's got a line of sight on the first tree. Not by intent, but he said later he felt like it was an instinct, that his instinct was serving him correctly for being safe. So he's in the second blind, and he's watching through his little scope thing, and he's got a hunting rifle, badass hunting rifle, and he sees this guy. So he describes the guy as being just a naked guy who is unbelievably skinny. And the guy doing the interview tries to draw him out on this. He wants him to tell him it's like, one of these monster guys. He keeps being like, did have big eyes, have a super big mouth, like this kind of stuff. And the Mexican hunter guy is like, no, it's just a guy. But he is insanely skinny. Like he had no idea anybody could ever be that skinny. He's completely naked. And he comes creeping up like Gollum around the first tree. So he's watching through the scope with the night vision, and he sees this guy come sort of loping around like a weird animal person, sniffing the air and sniffing the ground. And he realizes that the guy is following like some kind of scent trail that he left with all his gear on that tree where the first blind was. Like that this weird guy is acting like a bloodhound, can actually smell where the blind was. So he's watching this happen. He's thinking about it for a minute. And finally he decides to yell. And he says something like, "Hey, you." And the guy, he's looking through the scope and it's complete darkness. But the guy looks in the direction of his voice and smiles really big. And starts, and he says something like, "What are you doing there?" Or like, "I'm hunting here." I don't know. He says something. And the guy starts sprinting towards his second location where he is now. And he says the only thing that seemed unnatural or supernatural about this guy is that through the brush and the thicket and the tangle of crappy little trees, this guy had moved like nothing was there. He's just across the ground. So the guy is beelining for his present position. He's got the rifle on the guy. And he decides to put a warning shot through the leaves in the trees around where the guy is approaching. So the guy will hear a round go whistling through the foliage, right, like near his head. Like, I just put one 3 feet to the right of your head, motherfucker. So he does warning shot through the trees. And the creepy naked guy makes this horrible screaming noise like a gibbering monkey and goes running away into the woods. And dude packed up his shit and left. And that's pretty much the whole story. But like I said, it's like a 45-minute video. The detail of this guy's account and the attention to detail on the part of the interviewer are impeccable and perfectly plausible. And like I said, there's just, like, you listen to this guy talk and it's not edited, it's not interrupted. There is just no way to believe he's not telling the truth about this weird story. And like I said, I lost track of it because I listened to a lot of stories like this. I don't usually concern myself with how plausible or how true they are. There's a weird gray area, as everyone who's interested in this subject knows. These 411 stories is a really probably the prime example of what I'm talking about. Like, it's hard to, I mean, yeah, a lot of this stuff is true. How true? I don't know. These cryptid encounters in the woods, they get weirder and weirder and more unbelievable right past Skinwalker Ranch. But this story, just the more I thought about it, the more I realized how unique it was in being perfectly believable. In fact, I just believe it. But like I said, I don't know where this video was, and I just sort of expected it or the channel it was on to pop up on my feed again of suggested videos at YouTube, and it never did. It never has. I have not seen that video again. So, like I'm telling this story here actually because it was too much to type, and posting a video here to tell Rhonda this story is the easiest way to do it right now. But also, maybe somebody here has seen the video I'm talking about, or the guy's original Reddit post, which some of the details are different and is nowhere near as plausible, actually. It would never have been a particularly striking Reddit post to me. I don't know what drew this guy's attention, but yeah, there's a Reddit post and then this long video. And I would love to see it again. If anyone here can find it or knows where it is. I have tried looking for it with keywords like searching crawler and Fleshgate. Like, I don't know what keywords are in the title of this video if it's still there. I don't know why it wouldn't still be there. Probably it hasn't turned up in my recommendeds again just because it's fucking long. And the guy probably had a small channel. Like, I haven't seen whoever that was. I've not seen his channel again. Anyway, so yeah, that's felt like being a little more fun today than I have lately. Yeah, like I said, my heart's a lot better today, obviously. I have not slept for like 30 hours or something. Yeah, totally feel like I've been binging on stimulating drugs in a good way. My heart's not fluttering at all. I still feel weak. I'm not walking very well. So yeah, anyone knows what that story's source is. If anyone remembers what I'm talking about with the long video interviewing the guy, comment, because I'd really like to see it again. I'd really like to be able to show it to people and link it here, actually, of course.